out by asking everybody to raise their hands if they've ever drank alcohol or do drink alcohol under the age of 21. Alright, the facts show that most people do experiment with alcohol before the age of 21. And today I'll bring up a few main points on the argument of lowering the drinking age to 18. On all of these points, I'll represent arguments for both sides of the issue, and at the end I'll let you decide which is right. First point is probably the most frequent point used in this argument, and it is, if you're old enough to go to war and die for your country, you should be old enough to have a drink. This point can be taken a lot deeper than just this one aspect. This is going to be a quote here. The fact is that citizens are legally adults at the age of 18. They can marry, vote, adopt children, own and drive automobiles, have abortions, enter into legally binding contracts, operate businesses, purchase or even perform in pornography, give consent for sexual intercourse, fly airplanes, hold public office, serve on juries that convict others of murder, hunt wildlife with deadly weapons, be imprisoned, be executed, be an employer, sue and be sued in court, and otherwise conduct themselves as the adults they are. And that's from a leading advocate of lowering the drinking age to 18. Now, if adults at 18 years old can have all these pressures, why can they not enjoy a beverage made from fermented wheat and sugar or old grape juice? All right. The argument against this states that many rights have different ages of initiation, such as a congressman has to be 25 and a senator has to be 30, as well as more underage drinking results in more accident-related injuries and deaths. Okay. In most places around the world, they don't have legal drinking ages, except for a few countries in the West. I know this from experience because I've traveled to over 10 different countries, and I have relatives living abroad. And I can tell you firsthand, none of my cousins have ever drank to get drunk, and the country that they live in doesn't even have a drinking age. It's not taboo to them, so they don't feel like they need to go out and get wasted. Okay. And the argument against this is the NIAAA, which is the National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism. It says that this is all a myth, and according to them, Europeans have less alcohol-related traffic incidents because they drive less. And they also say that Europe has similar or higher rates of other alcohol-related problems compared to the U.S. And one of the main points surrounding this issue is that underage drinking results in a lot of underage wrecks and traffic accidents. One argument for lowering the drinking age states that the lower rates of 19 to 20-year-olds is not because the drinking age has been increased at 21. It's because of more education, tougher enforcement, and tougher DUI penalties. The data backing this is that while 19 to 20-year-old fatalities have gone down, 21 to 24-year-old fatalities have grown, which is just changing the age of those being killed. And the argument against this states that there was an immediate decline when the age of drinking was increased, and that tougher law enforcement, tougher DUI penalties, and more education had nothing to do with it. In conclusion, I want to state that there is a difference in drinking and getting drunk. With that said, I'm in favor of raising the adulthood age to 21, because if we aren't responsible enough to drink a certain type of beverage, then we shouldn't be able to own our own businesses, be held in a court of law, and go to war. So one final question that I'd ask you, to give you guys something to think about, is if an 18, 19, 20-year-old that served in the military, killed men, or possibly injured, would you tell him that he's not responsible enough to have a drink?